Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is a box style that I have never made before, at least I don't think so. I've made a lot of boxes, it might possibly be that I've made one, but I don't think so. And I wasn't actually designing this box when I ended up with it. But you know, happy accident and all that. So this is how the box opens, and it's a great size box. It measures 9 inches in length by 3 3/4 of an inch in depth and 1.5 inches that way, which is 22 by 9 by 4 centimetres, so great size, and it uses a full sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock. So that one was Strawberry Slush and Confetti Celebration. This time I'm using Pistachio Pudding and Gold Soiree. Is it called Gold Soiree? Yes, Gold Soiree, which is the lovely specialty paper. So 12 by 12 inch piece of cardstock, but if you're working in metric, yours will be 30.5 by 30.5 that you start with. You need to cut it down to 30 by 30. Trust me on that, because it gets complicated otherwise. So, scoring at 1.5 and 10.5 inches, which is 4 and 26 centimetres, and then turn it around and score it at 3/4 of an inch, 1.5 inches, 5 1/4, 6 3/4, 10.5 and 11 1/4 inches, which in metric is 2, 4, 13, 17, 26 and 28. That's why you cut it down from 30.5 down to 30. Trust me, that half a centimetre taken off makes the world of difference. Okay, fold your score lines and burnish them well, because this is lovely, thick, rich, gorgeous cardstock, and it's dyed all the way through, which makes it stiffer, and it's not thicker, it's stiffer. And it is, yeah, it's 215 GSM cardstock, but it's the dye that makes it stiff. You can get 215 GSM cardstock that feels thin, which is what our Whisper White is, but it's the dye that stiffens it up. So, okie dokie. Right, the first bit we're going to do is we're going to cut either side of these little squares. And somebody asked me recently, which part do I cut? You're removing the knobbly scoreline bit. So you cut straight down the side that is going to be exposed and cut into the one that's going to be hidden away. And these, the little squares are going to get hidden away. So by removing that knobbly bit of the scoreline, knobbly being very technical, it means that you've got a perfect straight edge there. Do the same on the other side. I wonder if I can zoom in. There we go. So there's the knobbly bit, and I'm cutting to the right of it because this is going to be my visible part. Cutting in, and that's the knobbly bit there, which is the actual scoreline. So let's just focus here again. There we go. So that's the bit we're getting rid of. Okay, now we do need to cut some parts here, but you're cutting from a different side. You actually have to turn it around this way and cut straight down this line. Again, you know, the whole knobbly bit thing again. Cut down, cut in, but then actually take this one away. So you're left with that part, and that is all the removing of cardstock that we're going to do. So not a lot of waste here on this particular project. Well, to be fair, there isn't a lot of waste on any of my projects. I try to be frugal where I can. She says using a whole sheet of DSP on one box. Sometimes, sometimes you need a full sheet of 12 by 12 for a box. Whoopsie daisy, oh, there goes my bone folder. Okay, so we need to put the designer series paper on now. This measures 8.5 inches by 3 1/4 of an inch, which is 21 by 8 centimetres. And like I say, it's the Gold Soiree, and it's so pretty, so gorgeous. So some snail on there, and pop your DSP on straight in the middle. Now you can see I've got a bigger border than I normally have. I normally only leave, you know, 1/4 of an inch, you know, maybe half a centimetre when I put DSP on, but I just fancied having that little bit more this time. Okay, so we need to put some adhesive on to various places. You need to have it here and here, and depending on which is going to be your front and back, you need it on the opposite side. So I want this one to be my front, so this is going to be my back, and I'm going to put adhesive on this part. Whoops, oh, let's just tangle myself up in my fuse. That part there, and this one, because it's going to be my back. Let's just use snail for speed. And some more on here, but not onto these parts. Okie dokie. So let's stick that part underneath the other one that has got the adhesive on it, and line it up so you've created the box shape there, and the same over here. And I've actually just had to start refilming because I managed to wallop the camera and then it confused itself and decided it was going to stop filming. And then this one will fold over, so that's the front, so you've got the smooth finish there. Okay, so these bits are what's going to fold in, but obviously they can't because that's going to block and stop it. So all you do, let me just file that out of the way, is you cut a wedge. I've been filming so much I'm losing my voice. So you just cut a wedge into it. And get those out of the way. And the same over here, just cut a wedge. And look, I haven't done that very neatly, that one. Let's trim that up a bit. Thought I dropped one in there. And then grab the corner rounder and throw your cardstock on the floor as well. Grab your corner rounder and just neaten up these parts here. Didn't do that very neatly, did I? There we go. And then to put the hole, now on this one here, I fluked that I got them both in the same place. Don't ask me to try it again, it will never happen. So I like to use my oval punch. I find it very, very handy, very, very useful. So I'm going to cut sort of a template out first. It's okay, that did land on my hands, on my lap rather. So you close the box up for now. Position this where you want it to be. So that's going to be the middle. Grab a pencil or whatever you've got to hand, because I don't appear to have a pencil, and put a little mark either side. So that is going to be the centre. So when you open up the box, lid again, and my white mark that I now can't see, oh there it is. Cut one, cut the other, and those should, in theory, match. There you go. They match perfectly, which means that you can now, fingers in to close, open and close it. Clever, huh? Right. Oh look, you can see I originally had one DSP and changed my mind and went with that one. Gotta love a prototype. Right, okie dokie. So now I want to do some stamping. I have got, well, the first one I used Sweet. This time I'm going to use High Five from the High Five set, and also the Beautiful Bunch set. I'm going to use this one here. So where's my Whisper White? It's over here. I've got Crisp Cantaloupe, which is the colour, one of these in the background. That one's Calypso Coral. So I'm going to go with Crisp Cantaloupe down there and punch it out with my large oval punch. And I'm going to take two of the flowers. Where's it? Did I prep it? Oh, I have. It's here right in front of me. Two of these. Should I take a third? Yeah, I'll have three. Why not? Three of those. Punch those ones out. Let's move that ink before knees and elbows and noses go in it. all of those. And then I want to have, that was a piece of cardstock I dropped on the floor, a scallop oval in pistachio pudding, because that's going to sit behind this high five. And I'm going to start lifting it all up. So these three here, I'm going to grab my bone, oh I threw my bone folder down, let's grab another one. I'm going to have one flat, one that is lightly curled, so I'm just going to do very gentle curl on each of the petals because I only want it to lift a little bit. So not much elevation there. And then this one I'm going to curl a lot. So if I bring that one back in, you can see I used rich raspberry along with the strawberry slush to get the different colours going. Bring in my bone folder, come in through the first one straight in the middle and hang on to it. And then the second one, which is the slightly curled, again go in through the middle and pick it up and hang on to it. Then the third one, I can see, you perhaps can't see there, but I'm going straight into the middle, push it down, and you can now position these. There we go. Hang on to that. Grab one of the Candy Dot bases, Candy Dot Brad bases I should say, and then into the middle, and this time I'm going to put pearls in the centre of this one, so the extra, this is the largest of the pearls, into the middle. I'm going to have a tiny little one down on the exclamation mark. Couple of dimensionals on the back of that. Couple on the back of that one. That one there. And that up in the corner. And that is my lovely little box that's, whoops daisy, there we go. I think it's because I forced it the wrong way. But that is my box that is very sweet. I rather love it, and it isn't what at all I was expecting to make when I was first designing this particular prototype, but I will bring you my original anyway. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon.